Is X-Men 97 still a win? Evercade pre-orders and March Arcade Racer madness. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode of This Week, the show we talk about what happened this week in the home arcade space, episode 143. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. This time, unpixelated. The internet was pretty damn bad last week in Taiwan. What can you do? What can you do? So I'm glad I'm here in better resolution for sure. Hopefully the video and audio is synced up properly this time. Lots to get into tonight. Everybody, what are you drinking? What are you drinking? I'm not drinking some Taiwanese beer. No, not this weekend. I'm finally back in Kentucky, sipping on some good bourbon tonight. We actually have Basil Hayden Toast again. It was actually on sale, so I bought a couple bottles because that's what you do when you're not an alcoholic. Anyway, I just appreciate a good bourbon. So everybody, cheers, kick back, relax, and we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. Got a couple of topics to talk about, and then we're gonna get into the March Arcade Racer madness. If you don't know what we're talking about, I'm gonna tell you about it in much detail. We did this back in episode 138 and had a lot of fun. I think we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun going through what I sort of assumed was not necessarily the top 8 arcade games of all time, but the top 8 arcade games that Arcade1up should make. It was always in the conversation. A lot of suggestions from a lot of you out there saying this was just always something in the ether. And that we had a lot of fun with that. But then a lot of you were like, hey, listen, you should do this a little more often. Maybe break it up. Maybe have racing games and shooting games and 80s games and 90s games, and thought that was a great idea. So since there's not too much going on this week, I mean, there's only so many times you can say, hey, At Games has flipper lag. Still, we can only say that so much. So let's have a little bit of fun. And we're going to talk about arcade racing games that Arcade1up should make. In just a second, we're going to get to that. Like I said, we're going to talk about a couple other things before we get there. No poll question tonight because we're going to use the poll questions to actually engage in the March Madness. And yeah, I know it's not March anymore, but that's the theme. That's the overall idea. Basically, your college brackets, but in arcade racer form tonight. So I'm drinking Basil Hayden Toast tonight. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat, in the comment section if you're watching this on replay. And let's go ahead and say hi to the first 10 commenters, the first 10 topics of tonight, the first 10 comments of the night. Coming in at number 1 at 10 a.m. is Game Broker 84. Happy Sunday, Fox. Can't wait for the show tonight. I am with you on the Arcade1up X-Men. The show is really doing well, so I think this cab will sell. Thoughts? I got a few more thoughts about that. Thank you so much for being here, man. Yeah, basically, if you watched my video earlier this week, because the show is doing well, it is helping the cab for sure. I think that show could have absolutely sunk a cab that's basically just a rehash anyway. So if you put stickers on the side of a show that nobody likes, it's just a lose scenario. It's not a good thing. But we'll talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, I think that because the show is doing well, that's probably the main reason why I thought that it was a win. Now, is it still a win? We'll talk about that in just a minute. Thank you so much for being here. And the number 1 comment of the night. Number 2. Coming in at number 2 is Beach Native 78. Thank you so much for being here, man. What up, Foxy? Do you ever play on the MetaQuest? My son has one, but I don't. That's what I've been playing since I bought it in March because I'm pretty much giving up on Arcade1up. Hashtag 19K Fox Nation. Hopefully you're playing the 1-ups that you still have, but as far as new 1-ups, yeah, pretty much, yeah, it's looking pretty bleak for sure. Absolutely. Frank D is coming in the number 3 spot. Thank you so much for being here, bud. Back to work today. Last Sunday for a while, but I have one coming up in May, and then I should be off the weekends for the time being. Thank goodness, because weekend work, while it's necessary, it sucks. It sucks a little bit more because it's the weekend. Probably a little Basil Hayden tonight. Listen, mine's great minds, right? Thinking alike tonight. I got the Basil Hayden myself. Thank you so much for being here. The Cornercade. No surprise in what Danny's saying. Let's go. Fox, let's go, dude. Thank you so much for being here, man, and coming in the number 4 spot. Sir Sega coming in the number 5 spot. Yo, Fox, happy Sunday. Cheers. Right back at you. Hopefully we're going to have some fun tonight with this March Arcade Racer Madness. It's always fun because we really get to decide, okay, first off, what 8 racers did Fox pick? Okay, because that's, I'm admittedly, you're kind of at you're stuck with whatever I give you, right? So I give you 8, and then we decide, and then we hash it out, and then we get down to the nitty gritty. We find out what you say you want this, you say you want that, but what's really going to win when you're forced to choose which way is it going to be? So it should be a lot of fun. Coming in at number 6 is Jay. Jay, how you doing, buddy? A member of the channel. Thank you so much for being a member of the channel. And if you want to be a member of the channel and hang out with us in the after show later on today, later on after this show, you want to click on that join button you see on the on your tab down there, down low, down here somewhere. Hit the join button and become a member today. It's only $5, and you get after shows every single week, plus a little bit something special. JJ says, love me some racing games. It should be a fun one tonight. Let's hope so. I've always felt a multi-cade Sega branded racer cab would sell well. Daytona, Virtual Racer, Sega Rally, Monaco GP, etc., all on one cab. That's a hell of a cab. But yes, it would be an absolute amazing cab. Coming in the number 7 spot is Dan Z saying, hello. And DK Box. Hello, Dan. Always good to see you, man. Thank you so much for being here. My brother swinging in early. What's going on? Gotham City Arcade, buddy. Thank you so much for being here. What up, Fox? Put down for Daytona USA, pole position, and Super Monaco GP. We got the Daytona is already getting some love. Is it going to make did it make the top 8, the Elite 8? We'll see. We'll see. It's one of the ones. Yeah, it's going to be, if I left that out, I would absolutely be crucified by all of you. Coming in the number 9 spot is Crazy Old Maurice. Woo! Fox is back. I'm back. And coming in the top 10 spot, the final spot is Shogeko. Hey, Fox, I will be having my Miller Lite. Hope all is well. All is absolutely well for me, for you, but not for Kevin, who came in 11th. It's really sad. It's unfortunate. But you know what is actually fortunate? Another way to kind of make up for that unfortunateness and to have your comment read is a super chat like this one. $5 from Kevin the man himself. He says, just showing some support. This is the last super chat you are ever going to get from me until next week. If this was the last super chat I ever got from you, buddy, I would appreciate it just the same. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for laying down some hard-earned cash in that first super chat. But unfortunately, you know where that is. That's going to buy you one thing, and it's a one-way ticket to the pit.
Finish him. Molina wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
All right, everybody. So we got one chat member, unfortunately, in the pit. He'll pull himself together and get back in the chat very, very soon. Hey, Miss Martin Muses, congratulations on your success on your monetization stream. I wish I had a great excuse for not being able to swing by and take part of it, but I don't. I actually fell asleep, so I felt really, really bad about that. But congratulations on your monetization stream, and it's a big milestone. You've been around for quite some time, helping all of us other goofballs kind of make it on the YouTube space. So it's much, much appreciated. So congratulations once again for your success. Okay, everybody. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff out of the way. Let's talk about a little bit of news, and we're going to get into the March Arcade Racer Madness to determine the #1 racing cabinet that Arcade1up should absolutely make. But first, we got some housekeeping to do. We got some things to wrap up, a little bit of a development. So earlier this week, I did have a video talking about X-Men 97, the cab. Okay, not the show, the cab from Arcade1up. Basically, the reskinned, the only way you can get a deluxe Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet is if you buy this cabinet. And going back and forth and going through some of it, and I listed some of the things, some of the reasons why, and I went in and went excruciating detail about them. But basically, at the end of that video, I said that it was a win. And then one of the factors that I stated was making it a win was ripped away, because just the next morning, I made the video, and the very next morning, the very next day, come to find out, they raised the price $100. And I thought, what are you doing? What are you doing? So basically, that stripped away the win for me. I mean, that was one reason why, man, this was a good thing for Arcade1up. They messed it up. They screwed it up, as they always do. And then something weird happened. Something very strange happened. The price dropped. That's right. The price has actually dropped. So this is as of today. And just to make damn sure, because you got to watch, it's like the stock market. You got to watch it minute by minute. Currently, yeah, okay. So we're still good. So the price is now back down to the $4.99 that it has always been, briefly, just for a day. The day was, I think it was April 26th when it actually came off of pre-order. It jumped up to $5.99, but then went right back down to $4.99. So if you go to the website, if you go to Arcade1up, they do show the $4.99 as always. And when you click that link to go to Amazon, you will be taken to a Amazon listing that is listed for $4.99. So it's not a crazy, over-the-top, enthusiastic win, but I think it is still a win. At $4.99, this is where these cabinets should be. This is absolutely where they should be. And like I said in that video, because it's starting at $4.99, there you got a shot, you got a chance of maybe in the future this thing going on sale, even if it's $50. You know, at $4.49, you know, maybe even $100, but let's just live in the realm of possibility. I'm happy that it's $4.99. That means you should, if you do see a sale, it's going to be less than $500, which is definitely a win. And if you dig the show, then this continues to be a win. So while Arcade1up has really produced damn near nothing, and what they have produced is not really new, all things being considered, I think this is still a win. So glad to see that the price has dropped back down to $4.99. So if you're interested in this cabinet and you missed out on the pre-order, don't worry, you're okay. You can still get this thing for $500. Now, I don't know a ton of people that are going to get it, but if you look at the Amazon listing, if you look on the bottom, if you track that month by month, they've been selling some cabs. Have they hit that 3,000 mark? I think they probably have, actually. Within the first month, they sold 900. And then since then, it's been 400. It's been 500. So we'll see, you know. But I think they're probably going to call it a success, because at the end of the day, what did you really have to make? Damn near nothing. You had to make new side art. That's it. Same PCB that they have in the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet. And you know, it's a Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe, and then you just took the control panel, a standard 6-button control panel, threw it in there, and you're good to go. So there wasn't a big risk. This is the newest thing that they've come out this year. So I think that overall, it is a win. It's a disappointment in some ways, but it is a win, generically speaking, because of the fact that show is actually done well. Not perfect. Nothing's perfect, but I think it's done well. So if there is some sort of win for Arcade1up, this is probably going to be it. Okay, so Tuesday. Yes. Yeah, 20. So we're looking at Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be the release, or the pre-orders are going to go live for the new Evercade, the Versus and the EXP. These are the Dash Rs. These are the Nostalgia Edition. These are the latest, cheaper versions. Think Nintendo Lite or the Switch Lite. That's what these are going to be. And they're going to be bundled with the Tomb Raider games, the Tomb Raider trilogy, the original Tomb Raider trilogy from the PlayStation era is going to be included in these bundles. I use VGP, Video Game Plus, I think is the name of the website. But that's where I go and I get my pre-orders. I got my Full Void limited edition there pre-ordered from them. And they are based in Canada, but they do sell to the lowly people in the United States, and they do a good job. So I have never had an issue with them whatsoever. So you can feel free to pre-order from them, and you can buy with confidence. Looking at $102 for each, no matter which one you get. If you get the Versus, or if you get the EXP-R. I guess that's for race. I really don't know what the R stands for. Looking at $102, and then you can also get the game separately if you don't really want that. You can get the game for $25, $50, $26 is you're going to be able to get the trilogy there for your Evercade devices. So I am looking forward to that. I am going to go ahead and pick that up. I'm going to pre-order the the EXP-R, the handheld version, because I don't have one yet. Now they do have another handheld release coming out this year. What's it going to be? I don't know. Could it possibly be because this is kind of like the Nintendo Switch Lite? This is like the cheaper version. Is it possible they're going to come out with something bigger, badder, and better? Maybe. Don't really know. Don't really know. Most likely it will be something else. The R stands for revised, possibly. Revisited, rejuvenated, who knows? But nostalgia just fits too well. That's his color scheme and everything. So interested to see what they come out with later on. But if you don't have an EXP, this is probably a good one to get. The big thing to note, though, you're going to be missing out on some of those Capcom games that are built into the solid white version. So, okay, with all that out of the way, let's get into the fun of March Arcade Racer Madness. So we did this, like I said, I mentioned at the top of the show, we did this back in episode 138, and it was, basically we picked the Elite 8, the top 8 arcade games, generically speaking, that Arcade1up has not done yet, and then said, hey, let's put these in brackets and let's have them battle them out, and you're going to get to decide the winner or the one that we're going to suggest to Arcade1up that they should make. Now, the winner of that, now, of course, we did this back in March, so it made a little more sense, but the winner of that March Madness was Smash TV. And because of the reception, because of the fun that some of you had, you said, hey, let's do this again, but for racers and shooters and all that. So today is the day we're going to do racers. I have selected an Elite 8, the top 8 racers I think that they should put together. And I think these are cabs that they could absolutely make. It's really not anything wild and crazy when you consider what they've put out so far, especially since they've been doing this for quite some time, since 2018. And so now it's time, maybe if you got to bump up your chipset, maybe now is the time to do it. We've got a decent mix of 80s and some compilations. So you're looking at cabinets they're going to have a complete series of games. So this should be a lot of fun tonight. And like I said, you are going to get to vote on each individual bracket. So the way we're going to do this, let me go ahead and go through this, kind of show you how it's going to work here. We'll go ahead and do this. Okay. Last time I gave you I gave you 5 minutes per bracket, which is probably a little bit too much. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the first 2 cabs. I'm going to discuss the 2 cabs, the first matchup, and then I will open up the poll. And this is going to be labeled round 1, and you're going to have the first choice and the second choice. And you're going to vote, and you're going to have 2.5 minutes to vote. So after I post the poll, I'll start the timer. And for 2.5 minutes, we'll just kind of talk about the games. And I'll probably have another sip of bourbon because it's what we're going to do. And I want you, so it's 2.5 minutes. You think about it, you mull it over, you phone a friend, you talk about it, you discuss, and then you vote. And then out of the Elite 8, we're going to have the final 4. Now, let me go ahead and quit sharing that. We're going to have the final 4. And then after the final 4, we will have the finals, the championship, and we will crown a winner, the number 1 cabinet that Arcade1up should make. This is by the fans. This is from the fans. And listen, they have to make it. They're contractually obligated. They must make this cabinet, or else incur very, very steep penalties. Okay, so round 1 of the Elite 8. Let's go ahead and get into it. Don't get mad at me. Because some of these matchups are going to be tough. They may seem like it's one-sided, but everything has a reason. Okay, so let's start off with one of the most obvious selections, and that is the Cruisin' Series. Okay, a Cruisin' cab. Now, these are all going to be, I know I'm showing cabinets that are sitting down, but these are all going to be stand-up versions, similar to like what we've seen with Ridge Racer and the horrible, disappointing Fast and Furious. I know if you like it, great. I'm happy for you. I didn't like it. But anyway, but moving on. These are going to be stand-up versions, deluxe versions. So more like the Fast and Furious. And then it's also going to be $499. So those are the parameters. Deluxe cabinet, $499. Okay, so price, hopefully for most of you, you'll be cool with. This is just, we're going to have some fun and we're going to talk about these cabinets. Okay, so the first one, round 1, the first competitor in round 1 is going to be the Cruisin' Series. It's going to be a cabinet that includes Cruisin' USA, Cruisin' World, and Cruisin' Exotica. Okay, a lot of people have been asking for this. So here we go. I know. Everybody wants to excel. I know, but that's not, we're trying to be realistic here. We're trying to be realistic. and it's probably going to be deluxe. They're not going to make XLs anymore. So XLs are sadly, unfortunately, not on the table. So we're talking about deluxes tonight for $4.99. Okay, so the first competitor is the Cruisin' Series, and it's going up against a cabinet that we talked about last time, and it's Spy Hunter. So now we're gonna pit some 90s cabs versus some 80s cabs. Okay, so what is gonna win out? Is it gonna be the nostalgia for the 80s? Is it gonna be the classic Spy Hunter? Or is it going to be the Cruisin' Series? Spy Hunter is also this is going to include Spy Hunter and Spy Hunter 2. Spy Hunter 2, not the greatest game. I know, I get it. It wasn't a worthy successor for Spy Hunter, but it is what it is. So those are your first two competitors. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to add this to the save. We're going to share this. I will start the timer right after I post the poll, which is going live right now. This is going to be round 1, Cruisin' Series versus Spy Hunter. The poll is live. Let's go ahead and start the timer. And here we go. Okay, so we got 2.5 minutes. Everybody think this through. No need to rush. Spy Hunter is an absolute classic. A great place to start. If you want to have something in your collection, it is an absolute classic. I mean, you got the music, you got the controller. It's not just a simple steering wheel. It's kind of like a Knight Rider type deal. Like a big U-shaped yoke. That classic size, the squared off sort of shape of the cabinet. It's very unique. So they would have to mimic that for sure. This is going to be a deluxe, so it's not going to have a riser. You're not going to worry about any of that. Think this through. Spy Hunter. Okay. Cruisin's cool. I have a Cruisin' cab behind me. I got Cruisin' World. I know. I get it. Cruisin' is awesome. There would be 3 games on the Cruisin' cab. That's another thing that could kind of really, and I think that there are 3 good games where Spy Hunter is one good game, but it is Spy Hunter, and it carries a weight, a sort of gravitas. And maybe eventually down the road they would make Cruisin' later, but we're talking about right now. If you had to have one of these two, really think about it. What do you want in your arcade? You want something like this, Cruisin' USA, Cruisin' World, Cruisin' Exotic, very, very fun games, awesome. Or do you want something shaped a little bit special, something a little bit more unique with that Spy Hunter logo on the side? I mean, it's a classic. It's an absolute classic. I mean, I got the song in my head. You can hear it already. Spy Hunter, or is it going to be the Cruisin' Series? What will it be? So we got 42 seconds left. Everybody, take your time. I'm going to check the poll out right now. I love this. It is not a runaway. We're going back and forth. Everybody, you got to jump in here. We got 103 people voting. I only have 44 votes. Now is the time. 25 seconds remaining. Jump in and vote. Listen, you can't complain. If you don't vote, you can't say anything. 18 seconds. We only have 46 votes. This is coming down to the wire. Don't get mad. Don't get shocked if it doesn't go your way. I'm going to end this poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The poll is ended. Okay. All right. Okay. Got you. Okay. Got you. And the poll is ended. And guys, I can't believe I'm saying this. Cruisin' Series has lost to Spy Hunter. That's crazy. 56% of the vote went to Spy Hunter. So Spy Hunter moves on and it goes on to the final 4. That's crazy. I actually thought that, there's a lot of love for Spy Hunter, but I thought for sure that the Cruisin' Series would take the cake. Damn. Oh, we're getting spicy already. Here we go. All right, let's go ahead and reset the timer. Okay, let's go ahead and remove that for now. Okay. Wow. And it was close. It was close. It was a nail biter, but Spy Hunter wins. Okay, so 80s are they're taking their first casualty, and that's the Cruisin' Series. At the end of the day, I guess everybody wants a little classic. They want the Spy Hunter action. Okay, I get it. So let's go ahead and set up the next poll. What will the next two be? What will the next two be? Okay, this is going to be round 2, everybody. Give me your thoughts. Are you happy about Spy Hunter moving on and leaving Cruisin' World in the dust? It's crazy. I'm kind of shocked. I thought it would be close, but I thought that the Cruiser Series would win out. I was wrong. I was very wrong. I think I'm going to have some people mad at me for this one. This matchup is going to be, let me spell it right. This matchup is going to be something. I think this is going to be tough. I actually didn't think that was going to be tough. I thought that was going to be kind of an easy call. This is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a little bit tough. Okay, so round 1 is gone. Spy Hunter moves on. Let's talk about the next matchup. And listen, I only had 8 slots to fill, so they're all going to be heavy hitters. And let's start with the game that I have in my collection, Crazy Taxi. Okay, so the Crazy Taxi Cab. I have this game on my iPad. They can absolutely do this game. Don't sit here and think that Arcade1up can't do it. Even if they got to bump up their chipset just a little bit, they can absolutely have Crazy Taxi. So this would include Crazy Taxi and Crazy Taxi High Roller. Crazy Taxi 2 is actually on the Dreamcast only. So I want to include arcade games only. So Crazy Taxi 3 High Roller, it's kind of confusing, but basically you got Crazy Taxi and Crazy Taxi High Roller. So 2 different games. It's crazy. It's taxi. Here you go. But what could possibly hold a candle to Crazy Taxi? Well, it's another, like I said, guys, don't get mad at me. It's another heavy hitter. Hydro Thunder. All right, now you're beside yourself. Now you're cussing me. Like, what? What? Yes, Crazy Taxi versus not just Hydro Thunder, but the Thunder series. We're gonna have Hydro Thunder. We're gonna have Off-Road Thunder, and I'm gonna include Arctic Thunder, even though the controls won't quite be. They're not going to be ideal for Arctic Thunder. You really want like that T-bar, like a motorcycle handles for Arctic Thunder, but you can still get away with it with the steering wheel controls. So Hydro Thunder, Off-Road Thunder, and Arctic Thunder. So you got 3 games. You got the Thunder Trilogy versus Crazy Taxi. All right, here we go. This is good. This is good. This could actually be, I know we're only on round 2, but this could be the one that I'm really interested to see how this shakes out. Okay, 111 people are watching. Guys, you got to participate in this one. Let's go ahead and get the timer ready. I'm going to go ahead and share the poll. Round 2, Crazy Taxi versus Hydro Thunder. The poll is now live, and here we go. All right, 2.5 minutes. Take your time. Breathe deep. Think this through. Do you want Crazy Taxi and Crazy Taxi 2? It's a very unique style of game, not just a racing game where you just race around tracks. This is, you're picking up passengers, you're doing tricks, you're doing stunts, you're trying to earn extra money and tips. It's all based on time, which I guess most racers are based on time, but a different type of racing cabinet altogether. But then, I mean, it's going, crazy. You got Crazy Taxi going up against the Hydro Trilogy or the Thunder Trilogy, Hydro Thunder, Off-Road Thunder, and Arctic Thunder. So you got a wild variety of different kind of tracks and different kind of vehicles that you would be using. I mean, you got boats, four-wheel drive trucks, and snowmobiles, but you also got different kinds of taxis. But then you also have in this wild scenario that I'm created for you, they're going to include the Offspring soundtrack. Yeah, will that happen in reality? I don't know. But for this discussion, you're going to get that game with that soundtrack. They're going to find a way. They're going to figure it out. I will say that the Crazy Taxi game that I have on the iPad has the soundtrack, the original soundtrack. So I think they could do it. I think it's possible. I think they could do it. So we're minute and 7. Everybody think it through. This is a tough one. I know a lot of you are going, it is absolutely a tough one. So we only have 49 votes, 50 votes. Okay. You would not believe how tight this is. The percentages are going back, and we are within like just 4 percentage points. It's very, very close. Crazy Taxi or Hydro Thunder, which one is it going to be? I've only got 55 votes. We got 113 people watching. You got 30 seconds now, 35 seconds now. It's time to make a decision. It's time to vote. You cannot complain if you don't vote. I don't want to hear about it in the comment section. If you were watching me live and you didn't vote, you have to vote. Jump in now. Do it now. It's your patriotic duty. 20 seconds remain. Here we go. What's it going to be? Fingers crossed. It's we have a We have a shift. Just a huge shift. 15 seconds. Sorry, I'm sorry. 6 seconds. 5, 4. Ending the poll. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Okay, Okay, stop. Okay, quit. Let me mute the timer. There we go. Okay, so what happened? Who won? Let's go to remove the timer, and you're not going to believe it. It was really going back and forth. It was going back and forth. I didn't know who was going to win. Crazy Taxi was actually really just behind for sure, but it came back in the end and pulled it out. And with 55% of the vote, Crazy Taxi is going to move on. And we'll move them over here to this spot here. Crazy Taxi. Okay, good. Crazy Taxi is moving on to the final four. Hydro Thunder falls. Now, what's interesting to note is that the two losers so far had 43% and 44% of the vote. So these are very tight races. It's very close. I'm digging it. I'm liking it. And the next matchup is going to be just as tight. I've got a couple classics loaded up for you next. So let's go ahead and I'm going to get this poll ready. This is going to be round 3. Here we go. All right. You're not going to, I'm really curious because this has got, once again, some of my favorites are in here. And I want to see what everybody thinks. No, got to spell it right. I want to see what everybody thinks about some of these combinations. Okay, round 3. Who are the contestants in round 3? We just saw some big players, major heavy hitters fall. Cruising Series is out. They're done. Hydro Thunder Series, the Thunder Series, the trilogy is done. They're out. They're gone. Who is left? Who could possibly compete? Let's start with one of my personal favorites, Road Blasters. This is a classic, but it's kind of a long shot, I will admit, because you're really just going to have the one game. But they could really nail the look of this cabinet, that Atari System 1 cabinet style. They could absolutely nail the yoke because they've already had the same yoke that they used with Star Wars. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Use that same yoke, Atari, get that shape, Road Blasters, single game, and away you go. What could possibly go against Road Blasters? What is appropriate? What game could be appropriate for this matchup? Another Atari game, perhaps? Could it be, boom, Pole Position, an absolute classic? Another Atari versus Atari. Okay, we got 80s just history being made right here. Okay, so Pole Position. This would include Pole Position and Pole Position 2. So there you go. So Pole Position 2. 2 games, very, very similar, going up against Road Blasters. What could it possibly, how is this going to shake out? What do you prefer? You're going to have a chance to vote for it in just 1 second after I read this super chat from the Twisted One himself, swinging by to say hi. $4.99. Thank you so much for your $4.99 super chat, buddy. Hello, it's the one and only 19K Fox. Have a good stream, brother. Thank you for being here. As always, making the stream just a little bit better. Got to give you something a little bit special. Buddy, here you go.
Finish.
Okay, so round 3. Here we go. Round 3. 2 classics. We have Road Blasters, the single game cab, but an absolute classic. Atari System 1 going up against Pole Position. Pole Position and Pole Position 2. Once again, another Atari classic. Atari versus Atari, 80s versus 80s. Who will win? You're going to have a chance to vote. We're going to find out right now. Let's go ahead and make sure I got let's get the timer set. Let's get it reset. There we go. And we'll go ahead and start the poll. The poll, round 3, is live now. Take your time, 2.5 minutes. Discuss, what do you want? What do you have to have in your collection? You got your little Arcade1up arcade setup, 3/4 goodness all around. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? You got 2 minutes to consider the possibilities here. Will it be that System 1, that beautiful cab from back in the day, the Atari branding on the side, Road Blasters up top? This is what you would see. This is the way they would skin it right here. That Star Wars yoke that works well. They've already done that. They've already perfected that. going up against Pole Position, an absolute classic. I mean, just and in this scenario that I'm creating for you, this wild, crazy scenario, they're going to get all the branding. This is going to be an exact port of that original game. Somehow, some way, they did it, and they got it. And here you go. You're going to have that shape, that design, Pole Position, 2 games versus Road Blasters. Now, in Road Blasters, you can actually blast the road. You have guns, there's mines, there's cars, there's all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. Pole Position, you can't do that. It's more of a racing game. But Pole Position is an absolute classic. So what's it going to be? We're talking about 2 classics here. What's more classic to you? What has more gravitas? All right. What is it? It's going to grab your attention. Walking into your game room, which one do you want to see? The standard Atari side graphics of the System 1 with Road Blasters, or something a little more specific like Pole Position? Kind of a weird sort of that marquee jutting out. What's it going to be? Let's check the poll. And once again, I think we got a tight one. Not quite as close as the other polls, the other rounds. 60 votes. Okay, we're looking good. It's staying about where a little bit, just going back and forth. There's a little bit of fluctuation. We still got about a 15-point spread. But it's getting a little tighter. Oh, we got 19 seconds, everybody. Last chance. Road Blasters or Pole Position? Which one will reign supreme? Which one's going to get the treatment? The Arcade1up treatment. You're going to get to bring this home in 3/4 scale form. And you got 5 seconds. 2, 1, ending the poll now. And this was a little, okay, this was not quite it wasn't a absolute beatdown, but it did go a certain way. Pole Position takes the poll with 56%. Unfortunately, my beloved Road Blasters falls with 43%. So we got Road Blasters going. Let's do that. Let's put that here. So here we go. We got Pole Position. Pole Position is moving on. Road Blasters sadly will not be making it. It is what it is. Pole Position, once again, you had a choice between 2 classics. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You had to make a choice, and you made it. So Pole Position moves on. Once again, the losers are getting over 40% of the vote. So this is interesting. This is getting good. This is getting good. Faux show. Okay, so round 3 is in the bag. It's done. Now we're going to move on to round 4. Round 4. Let's go ahead and get the poll question ready. What's left? What 2 racing games are worthy of this Elite 8 status? Let me know in the comments section. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know in the chat right now. What do you think about the games so far? What have I missed? I know I missed something. I know somebody's jonesing for some kind of action. What's it going to be? Oh, I spelled that wrong. I spelled that wrong. What's it going to be? I'll do that there. Notice the lack of keystroke noise. So I don't have the Michael B, the keyboard here. So we got the nice little quiet keys because I care about my audience, okay? I'm not like that Michael B guy, okay? With this clunky Flintstone keyboard. No, I'm just giving him a hard time. Okay, so we got the first 6 contestants are out of the way. We have 3 that have moved on. The final matchup of the Elite 8. What's it going to be? What games are left? What could possibly compete? Well, let's talk about it right now. Let's talk about the Rush series. Okay, 3 games. San Francisco Rush is going to be the first one. That's going to be the theme. And then you'll have San Francisco Rush The Rock, Alcatraz edition, and then you're going to have San Francisco Rush 2049. A lot of good games here. A lot of people like these. Some people don't like them. It goes back and forth. Once again, Atari coming in strong with a pretty serious offering. A very, very unique cab. I mean, these are all sit-down racing cabinets, but being all green like that, all green and crazy, is definitely something that's going to stand out in the arcade. So the Rush series is going up against who? Who could possibly be the final contestant in the Elite 8? Well, it's probably no surprise to most of you, and it's going to be Daytona. That's right. Daytona, USA. I'm showing 2 cabinets here, but it's just going to be 1 cabinet. Daytona, USA and Daytona, USA 2 would be on this cabinet. It's going to be a single stand-up racer once again. Daytona, USA has finally entered the round. They're the lead. They're going to round out the Elite 8. What's it going to be? What do you think? Is it even going to be a contest? Will this be the first blowout of the night? You got the Rush Series, 3 games, 3 separate games. Really good offerings. Fun games for sure. A lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for the Rush, believe it or not, the Rush series. But Daytona is definitely a heavy hitter. Could even be a favorite to win the whole damn thing. So what's it going to be? Well, you're going to find out. We're going to find out. You're going to decide right now. Let's go ahead and reset the timer. Do we even need 2.5 minutes? I don't know. I'm interested to see what's going to go on. The poll has started now, and the timer has started now. And here we go. Okay, so Daytona, USA. Everybody talking about Daytona. I know, I get it, but Daytona is simply it's a standard NASCAR racing game. That's it. Rush the Rock, the Rush series is a little bit different. You're flying around the city, and in San Francisco. There's hidden shortcuts and stuff. There's different things going on. The different variants were pretty unique. You had Rush the Rock. You had just the Rush game. You had Rush the Rock, which is more Alcatraz themed, new tracks and all that. And then you had 2049, which is more of a futuristic type of racer. And then you have, of course, Daytona, which is just there's something about Daytona. The nostalgia is absolutely there for Daytona. Daytona USA 2 was definitely different. It was a graphical upgrade. Didn't include a lot of the music and sounds of the first one. So there you go. Who's going to win, Rush or Daytona? Let's check the poll, and it's favored in one direction. 60 votes. If you really want to make your vote count, you want to jump in now because this could go either way, or not. It's definitely leaning towards one game for sure. Let's go ahead and put up the timer back so we can see where we're at. We got 1 minute left to decide. Take your time, but begin to sort of formulate your plan of attack here. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to rush the Rock? Or are you trying to win the race in Daytona? Is it Daytona? Is it going to be the one? Is it a foregone conclusion? Or maybe, just maybe, we got some Rush fans out there that are saying, no, not yet. I know it may seem like Daytona's got it, but no. We got some real Rush fans that want something different. We want something more than just racing around the same racetrack. Got to have something different. 30 seconds left, guys. Start going and making your decisions. 66 votes so far. Wrap it up. We got 130 people watching. You got to jump in and vote. Make your vote count. Once again, if you don't vote, you can't complain. 15 seconds, 18 seconds remaining. And you're probably not going to be surprised by this, by the result. It is both games are making a substantial showing, but unfortunately, we've got 1 second, and we're going to go and end the poll now. And you're probably not going to be surprised by what you're going to see. Yes, Daytona USA. Let me take that off the screen. Daytona USA did win 71% to 20. So I knew that no matter who I put against Daytona, they were going to have a rough time for sure. So we got 71 to 28%. Daytona USA. Moving on. This is going to be fun. Okay, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. So let's. So we got these four. We got these 4 cabinets left. We have Spy Hunter. We have Pole Position. We have Crazy Taxi. We have Daytona USA. Let's do this. Let's go old versus new. I think that's the way we can do it and really have a hell of a finals match. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, so that was round 4. Congratulations to the winners. My condolences to all the losers. Let's go ahead and do it now. Let's start with round 5. The Elite 8 is done. Final 4. Here we go. Round 5. And I'm not going to say, let's just do this. This makes sense. Let's just do this. All right. Here we go. Round 5. I'm going to do Let's do old versus new. We're gonna do for the finals. So for right now, we're gonna go old versus old. Spy Hunter versus Pole Position. Take your time. Think about this one. Who do you think can take down the big dog? If you want the old guy to win, if you want the old game to win, what's it going to be? Is it going to be Spy Hunter versus Pole Position? Who's going to win? You're going to have 2 games each. Spy Hunter, that second game wasn't quite as good. Really wasn't as good as the first one. It wasn't even close. But still, you got a 2-game cab versus a 2-game cab. Pole Position 2 was more of like an expansion on the first one. But there you go. 2 absolute classics. Which one what do you have to have? Which one would you want to play over and over again? Is it going to be Pole Position? Is it going to be Spy Hunter? Think it through. What's it going to be? How much time do we have left? We have, well, I didn't start the timer. Let's go ahead and let's just start the timer now. And let's go down for, let's say you got a minute and a half. So I was talking for about a minute and I didn't start the timer. So let's say you got a minute and 20 seconds left remaining. Think this through. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. Is it going to be Spy Hunter? Is it going to be Pole Position? Some people would say that Spy Hunter is just a single cab game, really, because the second one was garbage. The second one sucked. Some people like the second one. Some people, get drunk and think it's good. Some people just, you want to have it because it would complete the collection. You would have both Spy Hunter games. Pole Position, once again, an absolute classic. The sequel was, once again, another hit. Just as good, if not better, than the original Pole Position. You have 2 good games on that cabinet. Unique styles, unique design. We're going to have, I'm going to say we have a minute left. So we got 30 seconds left. 30 seconds remaining. Take your time, but it's winding down. We got 25 seconds left. Is it going to be Spy Hunter? Is it going to be Pole Position? This is actually a little bit surprising. Okay. So I think we're definitely going to have a clear winner for sure. 12 seconds. 12 seconds remaining, guys. Jump in there. Vote. Let me know. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. The poll is going right now. We have 1 second. Going to go ahead and end the poll now. And okay. Let's go ahead and kill this. Let's stop. Let's reset. Let's take this back. And okay, so moving on to the finals. The first Final Four is done. Who won? It's actually Spy Hunter with 61% of the vote. It's crazy. 61 to 38. Awesome. Okay, so Spy Hunter has made it. Wow. Okay, good job. Good job, buddy. Okay, Spy Hunter versus. Who is Spy Hunter going to verse? Who is Spy Hunter going to go against? Once again, Pole Position, thank you so much for playing. You had a hell of a run, but, it's over. It's over. You're done. 61 to 38%. So Spy Hunter's getting a ton of love in the chat tonight. Okay, so the final, let's go to, let's see, this is going to be round 6. Here we go. Start the poll. Round 6, of course, no surprise here. We know what we have left. It's going to be Crazy Taxi versus Daytona USA. What's it going to be? Is Daytona USA going to run away with the whole thing? Or are they going to make it competitive? Let's go ahead and jump over here. We're going to start the poll and start the timer. There you go. Okay, 2.5 minutes. What's it going to be? Crazy Taxi versus Daytona USA. It's already going back and forth. Think about this. I know you love Daytona USA. I know you love it. Going around the same track, but is that going to get old? Is Crazy Taxi got enough of a variety of gameplay that's going to hold your interest more than Daytona? Are you going to be able to live with yourself if you don't vote for Daytona because they haven't made it yet? Are they ever going to make it? Is this the reason? Is this going to be the stream? Is this going to be the result that pushes that game forward and they actually do it? So, can you live without hearing Daytona? That music is awesome. It's iconic. It's very, very, it's arcade legend. But Crazy Taxi was like the first of its kind, a very different type of racing cabinet. So what's it going to be? What's it going to be? You got a minute and a half to decide, minute and 30 seconds. Think it through. Let's go ahead and take a look at the poll. And I am the holy damn. Okay. Right now, I'm not going to tell you who's winning, but it is a 49 to 50. Now it's 50-50. 62 votes, and it is actually 50-50. Holy crap. Damn. We got a minute left, guys. You got to think this through. But we just now we have 1 percentage point separating the two. I'm not going to say who it is, but listen, your cab needs some help right now. It's damn close. 65 votes. Jump in there. We got 50 seconds left. Listen, give it some thought, but you got to make your decision. This is tight. This is okay. This is not one cab running away with the win. It's damn close. It's okay. We're starting to get a little bit of a gap, but only like 3 percentage points. You're going to have to jump in. You got to come on. Your cab still has a chance. They both have a chance. This is crazy. Almost 70 votes. Come on, 69 votes. Get in there, guys. You're going to be disappointed if you don't vote. Come on, let's get this. This could be the actual. You could be voting for the winner right now. I mean, come on. 15 seconds remain. Who is going to be able to take down Spy Hunter? Is it going to be Crazy Taxi? Is it going to be Daytona USA? 8 seconds remain. This is a nail biter. Damn, this is way closer than I thought. We're going to end it right now. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what you did. And what you did is you said that Crazy Taxi is moving on. 53 to 46. Daytona USA lost. Wow. Crazy Taxi, 53%. And Daytona USA, 46. This is insane. This is what I would dare to say it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So there we go. Yeah, I think if you're watching, some people are saying they can't vote. If you are watching me on your phone, you probably can't vote. I don't think that the polls show up in mobile devices. You may have to be on a PC. Yeah. So there we go. So I can't believe it. It's crazy. It's insane. 53% to 46%. Crazy Taxi wins and moves on to the finals. And who are in the finals? The finals are, it's going to be an absolute classic. It's going to be Spy Hunter, the classic game with the classic sound. And they are taking on where it is, Crazy Taxi right here. Boom. Okay. We have people saying it does work on, okay. It worked on mine. Able to vote on the phone, no issue. Okay, good. I would feel like a jerk if that wasn't the case. It works on iPhone. Okay, good. They do show up on my phone. Okay, good. It wasn't mine. Okay, I'm on mobile. The poll. Okay, good. So hopefully it's working for most of you. James says I can't vote on my TV. We'll work on that. We'll see if we can't get that done. Okay, so we have Crazy Taxi going up against Spy Hunter. This is going to be a good one. I'm genuinely, I didn't plan this. I did not think it was going to go this way, but let's go ahead and make it happen. So the finals, start the poll. Final round. This is for all the marbles. This is for everything. What is it going to be? And this is going to be, this is a multi-layered question. It's not just, hey, would it be cool if this game came out? This is maybe the only game they're going to make, the only racing cab they're going to make. And which one would you rather have in your collection? Which one is going to get the most replay value? Which one are you going to enjoy the most? And let's go ahead and bring up the timer. We're going to have 2.5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and start the poll now. And I'm going to go ahead and start the timer now. And here we go. Now you got to think. What's it going to be? Is it going to be Spy Hunter or is it going to be Crazy Taxi? This is very crazy. This is absolutely insane. I did not think this was going to be the matchup. I didn't think I was kind of thinking that none of the 80s titles were going to move on to the finals, but I was absolutely wrong. This is cool. So Crazy Taxi versus Spy Hunter. What's it going to be? 2 minutes remaining. Think about it. Think about the games themselves. Once again, 2 games per cab, Spy Hunter, Spy Hunter 2. You're going to have Crazy Taxi and Crazy Taxi High Roller. 2 very different style of games. Both of them, though, I think it's funny that this is something to consider. Both of these cabinets are not traditional racing games where you just kind of drive around. Spy Hunter is not that. Spy Hunter is, it's not a racetrack at all. And of course, Crazy Taxi is also not a racetrack at all. You're not racing against other cars. You're racing against time, fares, picking up people, taking them places. So it's they're both very unique. Interesting. 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining for the finals. This is for all the marbles. This is for victory, glory, going down the history. Wow. This is, holy crap. This is close. This is really close. Wow. Okay. 76 votes. This is it, guys. This is the finals. This is coming down to the wire. What's it going to be? What is it going to be? You've got to make your voice known. You've got to vote now. This is the most important vote of the next 5 minutes. This is it. Spy Hunter versus Crazy Taxi. Guys, I mean, what are we going to have? What are we going to live with? What do we want to take home? What do we have to have in our arcades? Is it something classic? Is it something, 80s? Only one game is really good on the cab. Or is it going to be Crazy Taxi? Something new. Something they would have to push the chipset beyond to really make that cab work. 17 seconds. 15 seconds. Guys, Spy Hunter versus Crazy Taxi. 10 seconds remain. You got to get your votes in now. 84 votes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. We have a winner. We have a clear-cut winner. It really, I mean, dang. It kind of was lopsided with 58% to 41%. The Grandmaster, the winner of the night, is Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter, I didn't see this coming. Spy Hunter has won. Spy Hunter wins the day. Damn, look at that. Spy Hunter. Congratulations to everybody that voted for Spy Hunter. Congratulations to everybody that was just jonesing for some cool 80s action. You win. Spy Hunter has won the March Arcade Racer Madness. And it absolutely was madness. That's awesome. No, I didn't see that coming. That was great. That was cool. I thought that I kind of stacked it heavy towards like the 90s and 2000s with some of those arcades, the card racers that had more of a series, that had more games included. I kind of thought that was going to be the way it was going to go. But Spy Hunter takes the cake. That's awesome. Okay, so there we go. So Arcade1up, if you're wondering what you should make, we've already got, now this is the second game that we've got. I mean, we've laid it out for you. Smash TV was part of the general March Madness. Now we have the Arcade Racer Madness. The racing game that you need to make is Spy Hunter. It's just that simple. It's just that easy. So everybody, I hope you're not upset about the way it went down. I think we had some good stuff. That's some really good game. I'm surprised. I really am surprised. 58% of the vote goes to Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter is the winner. Was that what you wanted? I hope so. If not, well, then maybe if they can make that, we can have a whole new bracket where we eliminate that because it's already been made and we move on to maybe something else. But yeah, that was cool. Okay, so final thoughts. What did I want to win? If I had my absolute dream cab from them, I think if you consider all the games and everything, I probably would have gone with the Hydro Thunder series. I think that it was the most diverse set of games. It would have been probably the most, because you got the boats, you got four-wheel drive trucks and cars, and then you got the snowmobiles. I think this would have had the most variety. Probably the most replay value would have been this. Cruising is good, but I think that was Hydro Thunder was my number one for sure. I have a Road Blasters. It's only one game. It would have been really cool, but I think that my follow-up would have been probably Crazy Taxi. Although I love the 80s, I think that's probably the way I was going to go. I thought that Hydro Thunder with those games, with that variety, would have probably won out. But I was wrong, And I ain't mad. I ain't mad. I'm not mad at all about it. Spy Hunter, not a bad game at all. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Members only live stream is coming up next. It's the after show. We're going to talk about the results. We're going to talk about other stuff. I'm going to give you a sneak peek at my latest arcade project and give you an update on some of the new purchases coming up for sure. If you're not a member, go ahead and jump in there and join. It's only $5 a month, and you get to be part of the party. Members, sit tight. You're going to be redirected automatically to that stream. Everybody else, thank you so much for being here. Don't work too hard next week. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed week. And I'll see all of you right back here next time. Peace.